That is definitely true. So it's even more important that the companies get their act together and do what they can do. Of course, they need cohesive policy. They need to know what the rules are. But at the same time, some of the problems that the German firms are facing are also self-made. So it's really important that they come to resolutions of their own issues.
But then, Monika, I and other people who want this to work have got another problem, and that is if they do enact a policy that changes things, if they do tweak the Schuldenbremse or something along these lines as well, there's going to be a constitutional court ruling that's going to block any changes to spending. How much do we need to worry about the courts thwarting the aspirations of the politicians?
So if Parliament gets together and gets a two-thirds majority of, say, changing the debt brake, doing a moderate reform, as we suggested, then that should be perfectly fine. So if you tweak around and if you try to find loopholes, that is much more difficult. So it's really important that if they want to change something to the debt brake, that they find a two-thirds majority.
Monika, the former finance minister, Mr. Lindner, he always argued, hey, we're spending enough. We're just not spending it the right way. Was he right in some ways? And where would you prioritize spending?
This is definitely true for the last years and decades, that we have put too little focus on, say, spending on infrastructure, spending on education, spending on military defense. So this is definitely something that we need to do now. On the other hand, right now there are not so many possibilities to save on social security, something that Lindner advocated very much, because there's not so much to be saved there. So it really needs growth to have more money available to spend on all these investments.
Monika, you're also advocating more digitalization in the financial sector, and that makes a lot of sense. That said, would, let's say, for example, a digital euro really make a dent here, or is it really just a sort of a FOMO project?
I think it's an important signal. It's an important signal in the sense that Europe, and Germany in particular, is lagging behind digital services. And we see this in many companies, but we see it especially in the financial sector. So going for this digital euro would really be a signal, okay, we're moving forward. Also, we are getting less dependent on US suppliers of financial services. And that, given that the Trump administration is coming along and may be putting all kinds of demands on us, is actually a good bargaining chip.
Monika, I want to talk to you about a broader issue that's beleaguering the German economy, and it's got nothing to do with spending. It's got nothing to do with the financial sector. It's about the work ethic of German workers. The social safety net is incredibly bloated. We all know that. There's the Bürgergeld. There are so many payments. Does it make sense to work in Germany, and do the Germans have the right work ethic?
So I think work ethic is not the issue here. It's a change bargaining situation. We have a demographic change, so we have fewer young people, so they are in a better bargaining position, and they are asking for higher wages, more leisure time, and if that's their way of working, that's, I think, market economy. So in that sense, the companies then have to give them the incentives to work for them, and they do so. So it's not so much that the social security system is holding them back. If high-paid earners say, okay, well, perhaps a few hours less is what we want to do.
I'm going to hasten to add, Monika, that my colleague is German who asked you that question as well, so it wasn't me. Okay, let me move on. We had a very interesting and a very thought-provoking interview yesterday with Beatrix von Storck, someone you know very well as well. And she pointed out some of her economic aspirations, but of course, as you can imagine, she also talked about her problems with current immigration, with current asylum and current illegal asylum as well. How big an issue is this from an economic point of view? I know it's an emotive point of view in Germany. I know especially in the East, a lot of people have voted based on their immigration aspirations and thoughts. But how much is the immigration debate relevant from an economic point of view?
So we really have to distinguish what kind of immigration we are talking about. If you talk about immigration of skilled workers, then this is definitely something we need desperately because of the demographic change that I was already alluding to. So here we need to do everything we can to make sure that this is getting easier so that we can get people not just from the European Union, but say from India or Egypt, so countries with a lot of people who desperately look for jobs or could come to us and work for us. The other thing is what to do with asylum seekers. And again, here we have asylum seekers that will get asylum, and for them it's important that we integrate them very quickly. And then there are asylum seekers who have no chance because they come from countries where, it's actually safe for them, and there is no reason why they should get asylum here. So we have to distinguish, we have to make sure that the ones who have little chance or no chance at all, that they are sent back very quickly, that these procedures are done very quickly. And for those who have a right, who have a very good chance to stay here, we should make sure that they can stay and that they are integrated very quickly by giving them a right to work quickly and learn the language and make them a member of our labor market.